Alright, so we're back right into another Dragon Ball Super card game video. Yeah, we're back with another deck profile. It's been a while. It's been a good minute. And there's two things that kind of suck. One, I should have done this a while back. There's a couple variations of this already, which bums me out. If it seems like, you know, this idea has been done, I apologize. This is something I was working on for a while. I played it on stream. I was supposed to do it a week before then. I just took the time to get a little bit more gameplay as well as practice and fine tune it. This is probably the best version that I can make currently until I try again another time so I can move on to another number of decks. As you can see, I was going to do the Son Gohan as everybody asked as far as the poll that I put up before, but the next best thing is going to be Classic Face Goku with the Goten and all the other good stuff in it. And I'm going to go through that as well as gameplay, because this is probably my favorite archetype of the set. Like, I really love the set 7. Just like everybody's saying, it is a set and as well as a format that is really hard to explain and really hard to play in and pick. If you go with this is pretty much very much of a consistent turn 3 play into something that's really good, or furthering something that's really good. So you know. Also, what the fuck, Bandai? Who does this? If you haven't seen the QA for this, it says for the Android 13, the Brilliant, the one that you use 14, 15 from the drop, and you play a Android or Super 17 or Super 13 on top of it, basically from the anniversary set. It says, can you activate this Union Absorb skill by using the EX 15 or 14 and 15, the one that's combined, in which you place it and drop and you draw one if you're Android 13 leader. It says no, you can't. It requires that you place 2 cards in order to activate Union Absorb, 1 Android 14 and 1 Android 15. The card itself, Android 13, the Brilliant, pretty much does not say that, but now there's clarification and now a ruling, and it's stupid, because why would you make this card other than the draw? It is completely useless now, and previous deck profiles and as well as just future ideas for that card, which it wasn't that great anyway. It was pretty slow, to be honest with you, but when it got going, it was awesome. Either way, this is stupid. I am mad. Yeah. Alright, let's get on with the deck. If you didn't know, this is Clash of Fates Goku. He's a Burst 2 leader. You pitch a card, and it's a green card, and then you draw 2 cards. So you effectively go through pretty much 5 cards. You get to see 2, we pitch 1, and then 3 in the drop, basically. Every single turn, which is why this deck, and as well as the archetype, works so well with it. And again, I know it's been done before. I get it. Shut up. But the other part of it, he is an untapped 2 leader. He does have a Sparking 5 on the other side, in which you have a Krillin in the drop, which I only play 1 target. I used to play 2 targets with a total of 6 pretty much specific cards for that. But if you hard mulligan for at least one of these guys, or if you just burst a couple times, you'll end up with one of them at least in the drop. And then that's really just for the double strike. You still get the draw if you have 5 or more into the drop, and then of course the 5k boost and double strike if you have a Krillin, which is really good because I only play 1 Fikamehameha. It's my favorite card of pretty much any set, so there you go. Now you're looking at this deck, and I've talked a good amount already, and you're kind of like, what is happening here? Or you already know what's happening here. The whole premise of this deck is to get this guy out on turn 3, get out a Trunks out Adventuring or a Trunks Helping Blast right after that, and as well as draw 2 and then do that for free, basically. So you might be saying, how do you do that? Well, first off, this guy says, the Son Gohan's Hope of the People. Only one of them can be played in the battle area, which is fine because a lot of people like to preemptive strike or denial hope this guy, which is perfectly fine. Just keep 2 in hand. It's really not that big of a deal. If you know that you're going against that type of leader, if you want more targets, which I'll go into just a little bit, you can do that. But really, just having 2 of these guys in hand is all you really need to do. If you need 3, if you do it on 3 energy, that's pretty much the ideal point. But if they have 2 open energy and they're a red or a green leader, don't do it. Even a blue leader, they can use the new Vegito counter play. So you know. Either way, this one reduces by 2 in hand, so it's effectively 1 cost, and then right after that, you get to play Dependable Brother Gohan right after that. But you do need the Son Goten, Trunks Youth, and a Videl into your drop area. We do play a good amount of targets for that. Thankfully, Son Goten is going to be this guy. If you're going to pitch anything from the leader effect in the first turn, if you're going second, I would highly recommend that you pitch this guy. He is a green card. You get him in drop and you guarantee that. And then you get to see 2 more cards, in which all the other ones are pretty much 0 cost 5Ks. This guy is the only one that is a 1 cost 10K. So that's kind of important to remember. Anyway, after you play this guy for 1, you pay 2 right after. As long as you have no battle cards, you can do this combo. You pay 2, 1 red, 1 colorless on top of that Son Gohan. And then when it evolves, you draw 2, which is always good. And then if you have no battle cards in the area, which you get to draw 2 anyway, which is good. You get to choose 1 green Goten Sudden Goten card, 1 green Trunks card with energy cost of 4, specified cost of 4 in the drop area and play them. So that means this guy, which is a Son Goten in the name, and as well as a Son Gohan, which is searchable by the Exalted Videl, by the way, you get to play him for free if you have no battle cards. Or yeah, you have no battle cards. This guy has triple strike. If you swing and you alliance, if you don't, doesn't gain triple strike. It's just a 20,000 body. But the skill or the auto that actually he has is actually really good, because when you do this on turn 3 and they use Vegeta the Cruel or Lightning or Mach Speed or whatever it may be in order to play a counterplay right after, this auto will proc, because it says when you play this card, activate the skill for the duration of turn. When the opponent plays or uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 life from their 2 cards from their life and place in the drop. So they crit 2 life if they, let's say, heroic duo Videl, if they announcer, if they, like I said, Vegeta the Cruel, Mach Speed, etc. So it's really cool, and even Mutaito. So that's pretty cool to know. And yes, it is a skill. Yes, they are playing a battle card. It doesn't matter if it's a keyword skill like the Dark Black Mass Sand. Going into the other stuff, that's basically it. Like, you play this guy, and then we play the out-adventuring Trunks at 3, and then a Helping Blast at 2. And the reason why we do this is because, yes, you don't get the evolve or anything else like that, but this guy is a revenge blocker and is pretty much free. And then this guy is a revenge blocker, so we have 5 targets. When you're going through 5 cards, pretty much 5 cards per turn because of the leader effect, you're going to see either one. If I wasn't playing this leader, I probably wouldn't be playing these ratios, but I'm telling you, it goes by pretty damn quick. The only card that really does not like to be seen is the Son Goku Heavenly Salvation, which I'll go into in a second. But this guy, well, let's see. Yeah, the Trunks Out Adventuring is a free blocker, which is a 4 cost. You play with the dependable Brother Son Gohan, and then you have another target. For this guy, you just can't play it for free because it has to be a 4 cost. But you can play it from your hand after you play the Familiar Bonds card. So you're looking at this guy who's a 20,000 double strike, this guy who's a potentially 20,000 or 34,000 at the very least if you have this guy in your hand. Triple striker who can crit 2 life, and then you have this guy who's a free blocker revenge, and then this guy who is a free blocker revenge, as long as you have that green and red card. Lastly, with that combo, this one says activate the skill if the Familiar Bonds Son Goten and Gohan is in play, and this is not. And then when this is switched to rest mode by alliance, if you have all the cards that we talked about before, you choose this card and one of your battle cards to switch into active mode. So a cool thing about this is not only because you get that the alliance trigger again, because the alliance isn't once per turn, you just do it again, and it gets triple strike again, turn 3. It's pretty nutty. So 34,000 turn 3 triple striker is pretty cool. And then you get to choose basically. So if they active image and they minus 10k this guy, that's perfectly fine. You can just restand it, and then you can either restand this, or you can restand like a dependable brother or whatever it may be, and then go into your next play. Finally, we have the Exalted Trio Videl, which looks up to the top 3 for Gohan, Goten, or Trunks, and then places at the bottom of your deck in any order, the rest of them. It's kind of annoying that you have to place at the bottom, but it's whatever, I guess. It's annoying that it is top 3. I wish it was top 5. It would be better. But oh well, as long as you burst this girl out, or you play this and you combo her out, then you meet the satisfaction or the requirements for this. And then we have another counter just as another target, because it got really, really annoying not having enough red to play dependable or not having enough Adels, and that extra one really helps. That's pretty much it for the set 7 stuff, I do believe. I mean, Vegeta the Cruel is here just in case you have multiple guys in your hand for this and you don't want to play it, or if it's early in the turn. Like if you open 2 in your mulligan for this guy, you just charge 1 and then you Vegeta the Cruel the next turn, as long as you don't have any other plays that you need. And then Kaioken. So really no introduction for this card. It is pretty damn good. This is the like I can understand playing the secret in this deck. The deck is pretty tight as it is. Like you would have to really figure out what you really want to take out. I guess Vegeta the Cruel is probably the only thing I would recommend. And then up the Heavenly Salvation, and then one more for the secret rare. But that's really much it. I mean, as soon as you get this guy down and you swing as many times as you can with this guy, like that's game. Like I haven't had an issue otherwise. But everything else is pretty standard. We have Gohan. You don't really want to awaken because you're going to be playing this guy for turn 5, and you're really just surviving until then. The awakening is not that. This is not that important until you need the energy. That's really about it. And then we have calling for help. Krillin. This is the time that it is important. He is a draw 1, and then he becomes a 4-cost blocker, in which procs off the Final Showdown Goku. So you block, or if they remove it, and now you have a free 25,000. Pop anything with or without barrier, other than indestructible, I guess. And then you have a 25 double striker, so that's cool. And then we have Paragus, best combo. Don't at me, because like I do like the assembly, what is it? The 0-cost Piccolo Yellow assemble, right? With the super combo, and as well as like playing the Piccolo or the 2-cost. I don't really like it. It's just not needed. Like I get it for consistency, which I do agree. Like this is kind of annoying not having your hand, or if they preemptive strike it or denial it. So I get that, but this is just too important. Like the draw is too important. Going for game is too important with this card. Pushing for triple strike here is too important as well. I just like it too much. And then 4 shocking death ball. You can probably go down to 3, especially with that extra Videl. But this is really good in the current format because there's a lot of cards that require 2 or less that is part of another combo. And if you catch them slipping, it's real good. And then we have the Feet Kamehameha, just a double striking, 35,000 critical at the minimum for 1 energy is just too good to pass up. And then we have Scientist Fu and Mira. So this is really a choice. I used to run 2 Scientist Fu. I used to run 2 Create Absorb. I just like the options, and you know, when you're trying to go for game for 1 more attack, the Mira is probably better. But in every other circumstance, when you already have the combo out and it's turn 3 or turn 4 or whatever, you just need more cards in your hand, which does happen because you're trying to defend, you're trying to push that damage in. The Scientist Fu is really helpful because then you don't really need anything else, especially if you've seen all your Gohans here, which they're useless. These guys are useless after that. So you really have to be careful with your sequencing, and as well as when you want to use this. And then Mira, you just need 4 and drop, so it's not that big of a deal. You're going to have a huge warp from there. I mean, MVPs of this deck, honestly, like this guy is super good. I do not know why this guy is not more right now. Like if you see another buyout, this is probably going to be one of the ones next. So watch out for that. That's just me. There's a lot of good cards out there right now. And then we have a kind of a mock sideboard here, which we have the TN, which really helps against Janemba. Like Janemba here, and as well as TN, is really the most help that this deck can have. I'm sure there's other cards, but like I said, it's a mock sideboard. It's not real. Just ideas out here. And then Kai, because we really don't play anything 2 or less that needs to attack, especially early in the game. So if you want to control the board a little bit, that is really good for that. And then we have Toa, which if you're going against a Kaioken deck that can't remove blockers or anything like that, then that's what it is. And then Toa over here that will take control of this Toa. So if they're playing this guy, or if they're playing 2 for Toa in response to your Kaioken or this guy, then you can just steal it right after that, because you're going to have that warp in the drop, and you don't really need anything else in the drop afterwards unless you want to do the combo again. Like you had to have a really good hand for that, and that just doesn't happen with the Burst 2 leader. So yeah, there you go. Let's get to the gameplay. Alright, so we're into I think this is the second game, because full disclosure, Brohan, shout out to him, we play pretty frequently from before, and hopefully now I hope to play him more and to play with him more often, but neither here nor there. For full disclosure, he did body me the first game. I think his deck actually bodies mine if I don't draw, or if I don't have a response into pretty much everything that he's doing. This is more of a, I wouldn't say mirror match, but like red-green good stuff slash like KO Ken, basically. So I did go ahead and mulligan there. I was looking for the Gohan that we have in the hand right now. I'm bursting 2. Gonna go ahead and pitch the Goten, and then checking everything else in the drop, which you do have to do. Like it feels like a Toa deck at that point. And then you just have to, like, he plays a lot of counterplay. Like after the first game, I knew he plays a lot of counterplay, so I was looking for more of the 3-drops on Gohans, which again, I meant to go through the targets for that, like additional targets that you could play, but I just forgot. So there you go. There is the burst attack. There is the evolve on top for any sort of target. I comboed out of this 15 crit, which is necessary. And then there's a couple others. If you guys think there's a better target or additional targets to put in for that, the 4-cost evolve Gohan, please let me know, because I do want to hear different opinions and things like that as I go ahead and check the drop and everything. Since I did have a multicolor in my energy, I didn't want to put it up for the Vegeta the Cruel. But because I had pretty much all of the pieces in the drop, I went ahead and evolved, get the true draw, put out the Goten, and then put out the Trunks, which I think this is a misplay because I meant to pitch the 4-cost Trunks, or I didn't figure that was the 4-cost Trunks. So this is definitely a misplay. I mean, I don't think he really. We'll see. Shout out to Brohan. Sorry about that. I forgot. But let's just act that is the 4-cost Trunks, the revenge blocker. So now he took the 40,000 triple strike, which I know he plays Zeno in his deck. So there you go. It's kind of incentivizing or having a less incentive to Zeno, in which he definitely does Zeno here. So god damn it, Brohan. God damn it. So he wanted to get rid of the board, which is understandable. So everything goes to the deck, and I draw. Not too bad, because I can technically play out the 4-cost Goten again. But what's annoying is that I still haven't seen the Goku, which if he attacks here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take. And then if he plays something like a 1-cost, I'll go ahead and Shocking Death Ball and take the life. Not too big of a deal. So let's go ahead and attack. Goes to 7 cards. Probably gonna go to 5 life here. Yep. And then pass. Okay, so kind of annoying that I drew the Gohan, but did not see the other Gohan, which I'm looking for right now. There is the Goku, which is just mocking me at this point in my life. Yeah, that misplay did not matter with that Zeno, apparently. So I'm probably going to go ahead and combo off the Videl to push another point of damage here. Got the Krillin, which is good. I think I'm going to go ahead and play out the Krillin and as well as the Gohan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking for another one. And unfortunately, I did not get another one, which is why that card is kind of annoying. Just thinking here. I was going to play out the Gohan, which I do, to kind of avoid any of the counterplays that you might have in his hand, which he plays quite a lot. The only thing he can really do is a rival into the Gogeta, which is kind of annoying. But definitely a possible thing. So he was, okay, there it is. So there's the pass. So I guess he doesn't want to do anything? I don't understand. Doesn't want to attack? Doesn't want to awaken me? Not very cool. Alright then. So I'm just checking everything just to make sure. I think I counted in my drop basically what I had already. He's at He's literally at 3 life. But what I did was go ahead and play the Goten, which I can't proc off the Goku because I'm not awakened. So that's annoying. On the bright side, I do get to burst 2, which I think I'm at 17 cards here, or almost 17 cards. Draw 2 into a Gohan, which would be kind of useful, but because he wiped my board, it's kind of annoying. I think this is good gameplay, like other than the misplay. I understand. Other than that, I think this is good gameplay because of just the pure counters. I kind of want to save this, but I was thinking like I don't know if I combo. I'm pretty sure I just let it go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I let it go. And at this point, I think Brohan's hand is booty, which is something I'm happy to hear about. Charge the Goku because he's not really needed anymore. He's gonna go ahead and negate, which I don't imagine he has any other negates. Telling him how he fell right into the latest blunder. Classic. And I pull the Goku. Thank you, Goku, for arriving just a little too late there. Making me want to play it at 4. Definitely take the Shocking Death Ball, and we're gonna take all the life and his Paragus combos, and that's it. There you go, folks. Just showing the hand. So yeah, I misplayed on that Trunks. I understand, but it was pretty good. Pretty much a pretty good game otherwise. But I think overall the deck is very cool. And again, taking a look at all of the options for the 3-drop Gohan, yeah, Burst Attack is cool, but you don't play enough red. Helping Hand is cool too, but only if you have Goten and Trunks in the battle area already. This is not that great in this deck. This would be great if this was red instead. That rhymed. And then can't play this because it's a blue leader. You can't do, and it's a future, so some Gohan future. The only other good target would be Burst Attack, I would say, or Ability Unleash. Maybe even this guy, probably be really good as well. Just 4-cost removal is probably one of the better things to have in this game right now, or at least in this format. But I think overall, the deck is as good as I can make it. And I would love to hear what you guys think, and if anybody else, which I know people have built, let me know your thoughts and what other changes you would make. Until then, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. See you next one. Later.